Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sister Rona. So this is the day 2 of the introduction course. Um, we are streaming this class on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So we wanted to encourage anyone who is watching on Facebook or YouTube to join us on Zoom. Instead of that, gives an opportunity to attend the class in a more interactive fashion rather than watching passively on Facebook. The link to register is available on our website. It's manhattanmeditationcenter.org. If you just go there, click, it's very easy just to follow through the steps, and you can join us on Zoom. That being said, we have sent you an email with the link for the recordings of the class. Yesterday's class is already uploaded. Beside the class, you will also notice that there are some handouts uploaded on the website. Those handouts have links for guided meditation. Some of the things Sister Rona introduced yesterday, and some she will introduce it today and tomorrow's class. Those links are offered for you to practice on your own if you like and if you prefer. Chat, as usual, will be managed by Nikhil. You guys, all of you met Nikhil yesterday, right? There he is again. Hi, Nikhil. We are a bunch of us, I think 14 plus of us who support this whole effort with Sister Rona. Since the lockdown, we started offering courses online. So there's a whole series of things goes on in the back end, maintaining things on different medias and so on and so forth. But you met Sister Rona also yesterday. Sister Rona, I just want to add a few more things. Sister Rona is also known as Dr. Rona Schweitz. She has been on this spiritual journey for 20 plus years. She started, following this even while she was practicing medicine, and she took personal benefit as well as I think her patients also benefited by the knowledge she was gaining through the spiritual, being on this spiritual path. So you will hear some stories. I always love when she shares some of those incidences where the practical aspect of the spiritual knowledge helped in her, when she was on the job. And I use them as an anecdote for my problem solving things. And that's really helpful. Today, I also want to take an opportunity to introduce another member of our team, Sister Matilda. Sister Matilda, can you please switch on your video? She is our interpreter. She interprets all the classes in Spanish for all of us. Are you unmuted? We can't hear you. Where are you? Sister Matilda, we can't hear you, although your mic is open. Sister Rona, can you hear her? Sister Matilda, something is not right. We can't hear you, although your mic is unmuted. Oh, I need to switch off the interpretation. Oh, it's my mistake. Sorry. All right, now we are in business.
Ahora me oyes. Now you can hear me.
Yes, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, we need to change to the interpreter, take off the interpretation. That's what I was saying. I've been in Brahma Kumari for 10 years. It's been an amazing experience. I always say that pacified me completely. I grew up full of rage, an amount of rage. And ever since I've been with Brahma Kumari, I'm a very, very peaceful person. I have never felt again that feeling of rage or anger towards anything or toward anybody again, not even once. So, and my life is very good, and I work and I do my chores every day, and I have my little company, and I do everything, and I keep working with Brahma, and I keep doing my things every day, and my life is very, very good. So I hope you enjoy this, and you can do the same for yourself. So Shanti,
Thank
put me
you.
back, interpreter.
Yes, thank you. So that was Sister Matilda. Um, she helps not only just the Manhattan Center, but also um, other centers around. We have some 9,000 plus centers all around over the world. So Sister Matilda offers her services to other places also as an interpreter from Spanish. So yesterday we ended the session with the story of Chicken and the Eagle, one of my favorites, because that offers me a reference to check how much I have kind of grown into this, with this knowledge, how much my perspective had changed. Um, am I still a chicken, or am I actually um, trying to take that, flight of faith and become an eagle, which I am originally? So let's hear what's next in store for us from Sister Rona. So, Sister Rona, over to you. I'm sorry, what did you say? Your mic is muted. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can unmute.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and also from this side, welcome to second day. Let us start with a few moments of meditation, and I hope that it was possible for you to have a little practice from what we did yesterday, maybe this morning, maybe even last night before you went to bed. But let us do practice now. And as always, allowing the body to be comfortable. And we remember that we always have an option to choose what we focus on. We always have an option to choose what kind of thoughts we allow in our mind. And at this moment, we choose to shift the attention away from the external. We accept everything There may be some noise, someone may walk in or walk out. That's fine. We just accept everything and not create any thoughts about it. Become aware of the physical posture. Relax the shoulders, the hands, the legs, and the feet. And really completely bring all your attention here and now. Whatever happened in the past or whatever happened this morning, it is gone now. Let me take these few moments and let go of all those thoughts and focus the attention on the real self, the one who is experiencing the invisible observer. And in the mind, we hold this image of a tiny star to indicate this real self. Being of light, the soul, one who is a traveler through time and through space. And for a few moments, just hold this. These thoughts in the mind. Tiny star, timeless, invisible traveler. Secure, free, pure being of light. This is the real self. And even if other thoughts come into the mind, you don't fight. Don't fight with them, but also don't hold on to them. Just let them go. Just like clouds, they come and they go. And we just salute them. Same way, if other thoughts come into the mind, you say hello and bye bye. And you come back to this awareness of the spiritual being of light that is you, like an invisible presence with divine potential. Timeless, peaceful, pure, innocent being of light, one who is a traveler, a guest in this physical world, a guest in this body, operating from behind the eyes, the center of the forehead. And we just aim to grasp this perspective of a traveler, this attitude of an invisible spiritual traveler. For a traveler, the journey is light. Scenes come and go, and everything is an extra gift. And let us aim to see the reality of this. No matter what happens in day to day scenes of life, the traveler always moves on. And as we gradually choose to become aware again of our surroundings, of the body, the aim is to stay with this awareness that the real self is a timeless, invisible being of light, spiritual traveler. And the aim is to hold that traveler perspective. Thank you. Yesterday we have been discussing that meditation is about shifting this awareness from being a bodily being, a male or a female with a certain physical appearance and a certain physical background and a certain culture and religion and certain upbringing, to shift that awareness of who I am to the inner being or the soul. And we have said a real sense of spiritual self means there is the feeling of being a being of light, a guest in this world, a traveler, or a trustee. And that these words, I and mine, are a bit deceiving. We have started to use this word, I, for the body and the bodily personality, whilst the real self, the soul, transcends that. The real self is this being who is timeless, a being who doesn't own anything in this physical world. And so this word my is also a bit deceptive if we don't use it with that clear understanding and that clear perspective. How can anything that is temporary be truly mine? No, we have given the example of this body. This body will be with me for many, 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 many years. But still, this body actually belongs to nature. It was entrusted to the soul for a specific period of time. And so, something that is entrusted to me is not mine. I cannot own it. I can use it. I can experience certain things through it. And I can interact with it and through it. I can learn from it. But I cannot truly own something that is temporary. And so, if I cannot own anything, I cannot lose anything ever. And so, that is another part of this, what we call spiritual ignorance, this deception that we as a human race have grown into, that we can own and that we can lose. And this potential of losing in that mindset of owning, that makes us anxious, that makes us fearful, that makes us restless, that makes us peaceless. Now, through the process of meditation and acquiring of more of these spiritual insights, that awareness expands, and I become aware of the self as this timeless, immortal, spiritual being of light who is a guest in this physical world. We don't really need anything from this physical world to exist. Body needs food and water. Okay, so I give body food and water. But the soul exists regardless. So that deeper sense of needing nothing, owning nothing, therefore not able to lose anything ever, makes us feel secure. But what I'm now sharing with you is just my own experience and my own understanding, and it is for you to grasp this, think on this, reflect on this, use it in your meditation. What is it like? A mind that is absolutely secure. To remember the self as a timeless, endless, eternal, spiritual being who needs nothing. And just grasp the truth of this, the reality of this from a spiritual perspective, and allow yourself to experience that mind that is beyond insecurities. A mind who is absolutely secure. A mind like that feels calm. A mind like that is able to cleanly love. A mind like that is able to be entertained and entertain and be playful and joyful, even in the face of adversities, even in the face of challenging situations in the drama of human life. Because the real self feels fearless, immortal, timeless, godlike in nature. And this is such a liberating experience. Needing nothing, wanting nothing, not able to lose anything ever, free. And then what motivates us to act, what motivates us to interact is the wish to share peace, the wish to share love, the wish to bring benefit. Not like a guest again. A guest doesn't have to go and visit anyone. Guest has his own home. But he goes and with these feelings of wanting to collaborate, wanting to give, wanting to add to it. If a guest is aware of its own fullness and completeness, if the guest is in that awareness of not needing anything in the first place. So, this is a very beautiful state. Now, many of the things that we do in life, many of the relationships that we form, many of the activities that we do behind all our desires is a drive to feel secure. But we generally try to feel secure at an external level, at a superficial level. If I have enough money, if I have enough possession, if I have a high position, if I have certain relationship and certain people around me, and if I have certain uh, properties. But we all know that all those things don't truly make us secure. That is why insurance companies flourish so much. But even then, there is still a certain anxiety that we can lose because we live in a temporary world. We live in a changing world. We live in an unpredictable world, and we live in an unpredictably changing world. And we live in a world that doesn't ask you before it changes. It doesn't ask your permission to change. So, in such a changing, in such an unpredictable world, how can we build our sense of security on things that are changing all the time and changing in an unpredictable way? Therefore, although we long for this security, we are looking in a wrong place. What spirituality tells you, this potential to feel absolutely secure is based on spiritual awareness. And we as if have to wake up to the truth of the real self, the soul. Not like that story of yesterday. Come out of the chicken consciousness and become aware of your identity as a spiritual being, not the ego consciousness. And this striving for security at the external level, at the superficial level, leads us into more bondages and more dependencies and more addictions because we think we need this and we think we need that and we think we need to acquire this and think we need to accumulate this and or have this one. And when we have, then we are scared to lose. So, what is our solution? We want more, but now we can lose more. So, our anxiety is even bigger. So, we need even more. But more we have, more we can lose. So, it is like a downward spiral of insecurity. More and more insecure, more and more desires, more and more expectations. Now, there are lots of dynamics around the mind and our subconsciousness. But initially, first things first, become aware of the true self and the nature of the true self and your identity as a timeless, invisible traveler or guest in this world. Now, as a traveler, we travel. A good traveler, the virtuous traveler, travels light. It means you don't hold on to the past. What happened, happened, finish. You're now in a new scene. And this new scene will also become the past. So then another scene and another scene. And the scenes on the journey of life, they come and they go. They come and they go. And a good traveler appreciates, learns, interacts, um, decides, but moves on. And doesn't hold on to the past and thereby loses out on the present. Wise traveler, invisible traveler, the soul. And we would very much invite you to explore and experiment with this identity state, this kind of awareness, and this perspective. Look at every situation with that traveler uh, perspective and see how would it be like, what would I think, what would I feel, how would I act if I truly approach this present situation in that guest consciousness. Just an invitation to experiment. Now, as we have said yesterday, there is the physical dimension. I hope you can see this. It's not so easy to see, I think. Is it?
It is too light, Sister Rona. Yeah, this is much better.
It's much better. The
Thank
sound
you.
is good enough. The sound is good enough.
Yes, Sister Rona, sound is good.
Okay, so this is the physical world. And like we said yesterday, in the physical world, there are bodies, there are objects, there are dollars, there are electronic gadgets. These are man's best friend these days. We can't let go of them. We walk around with a cell phone in our hand all day. Even when we go to bed, still it is in our hand. And there is also pets. That's more difficult to draw. Sorry, I don't want to insult anyone's pet, but this is supposed to be a cat. There are pets. There is, what is this? Pizza. Pizza. There is entertainment and music, and there is nature, and there is family and friends, and Halloween and Thanksgiving, and there's politics and all kinds of things going on in the physical world. Drama of life, like a play that is being acted out. And here is the actor, invisible actor, the soul. And the body is the costume of the actor to play out the part. And the actor, the traveler, these are different aspects of this spiritual awareness of the true self. And so, this being of light, the soul, travels through the physical dimension and has many, many different experiences. And there are many different details to this journey, but that is for those who have real interest in learning more on these dynamics. There are follow-up courses, but the soul is a traveler. And one other aspect of a traveler is a traveler has a home. A traveler has come from somewhere, and a traveler will return somewhere. No? Guest and traveler, it also implies you have come from somewhere. Now, this spiritual traveler, the soul, also has a home. And that home is not in the physical world. That home is not your apartment or your house or your wherever it is that your physical body stays. The home of the soul is beyond this physical world. The soul came from the home before you entered the physical world, before you entered the physical body. This is another dimension, a dimension of consciousness, a dimension of silence, a dimension of light, a dimension where only pure souls exist, bodiless, beings of light. And we all are souls, and we all have come from this home. The name that is used for this world is the soul world or nirvana or the land beyond or the supreme region or paramdham. Many different names for that dimension of silence, that dimension of light, the dimension where the souls exist in a bodiless stage and from where we come to play the part, to travel, where we come to visit. Now, our next um, area of themes to explore in your meditation is the home. And in the home, there is family. All souls are innately pure, free, timeless, immortal beings of light. And we belong to the same home, belong to that same family of souls. So we are brothers. And this awareness of eternal home, this dimension is timeless, this dimension is endless, this dimension is changeless, stable. And so this world is also remembered as the home of peace or the home of light, the home of eternity, the home of stability. And before we came into the physical world, this is where the soul resides. And next area of explorations in your meditation is to remember that supreme home and to remember that experience of home before we even became aware of this physical world, before we even became aware of a body and of the dynamics of human life, the soul world. And this experience, this remembrance, or even this knowing, even if you do not yet experience it, but just to know that there is an eternal home with a certain understanding, with a certain open mindedness, with maybe even a certain conviction, it further adds to that sense of being secure. Because this dimension is changeless. Here, everything changes all the time. Things have a beginning and things have an end. The home is stable and eternal. So we'll do a meditation now, a practice, and then we'll open the floor for some questions or comments. You can type your comments in the Zoom chat. And like Anita had said in the beginning, if you are listening on Facebook and if you would like to interact, then we would encourage you to come on Zoom. That is the way to communicate your questions to us. So let us take a few moments and just drop everything. Take a deep breath and let go. and withdraw the attention from the external and become aware of the self, the inner self. The invisible experiencer. And we see this real self with the eye of the mind in the image of a star, operating from behind the eyes. Tiny being of subtle, serene light. And just try to fill your mind with just this image of the tiny star and just these thoughts. Traveler, timeless, innocent, pure, free. One who needs nothing, can't lose anything ever. One who is a guest, temporarily in this body. Just for a moment, hold this. Fill your mind with this image and just these thoughts. Tiny star, bodiless, secure. And if other thoughts come in the mind of Coca-Cola and pizza and television and whatever, you say, not now, I'm busy. Some other more important things going on in my mind. They come and they go like clouds. Don't pay attention. Don't go and think about it. Say, not now, I'm busy. And just come back to this tiny star of serene, radiant light. This is the real self, the soul. And now we aim to grasp, we aim to remember the time before the being of light entered the physical world. The traveler steps back from the physical dimension and comes home. Another dimension, like a sky beyond the physical sky. A dimension of silence, an endless light. As if completely zoom out of the physical dimension. And zoom into this invisible, subtle dimension, a world of pure awareness, a world of silence, of stillness, like an infinite expanse of gentle, soothing, golden light, like the sunset in the evening sky. Timeless, infinite expanse of light. This is the home of peace, the home of eternity. And we do not allow the thoughts to get back into the physical world. We just say later. That physical world is not going anywhere. But we now choose to hold these thoughts in the mind and fill the screen of the mind with this image. Endless light and stillness and silence. The home of the family of souls. Pure, peaceful, soothing atmosphere of light. The home of eternal belonging. The home of peace. And in the far, far distance, as if it's the dimension of matter and sound and movement and change. Where the soul goes as a visitor. Body is the temporary vehicle for the timeless, godlike soul. The real self. Om Shanti. These words, Om Shanti, you might hear regularly or you might see them written down. Om means the real self. The real I is the soul. And Shanti means peaceful, So it is like a greeting, but in this greeting, we're reinforcing our own sense of spiritual identity. I am a peaceful soul, and I'm seeing you, greeting you as a peaceful soul, my brother. Okay, time always flies, especially when you're having extra fun. It's good to have the spirit of fun. No? Maybe not fun, but at least an attitude of spirit of learning. Are there any questions, Nikhil?
I don't see any questions in my chat now.
Yeah, Sister Rona, neither in my chat.
Mm.
Uh, would you like me to open the mic? They might like to talk to
Yeah,
you directly.
the group is small today.
Yeah, so it's an um, you will get muted once I open, so you need to unmute yourself again. So everyone has a control of their mic. You can unmute yourself and have a little chit chat with Sister Rona.
You would like to comment anything or ask anything?
Yeah, I have a question. I was just wondering, given that one feels so secure at home, why would anybody come to the physical world where they're inevitably feel insecure?
Yeah. Of course, there are answers and there are details to it, but at this moment, it is good to realize we are here. No? And at this moment in time, we are not only here, but we are stuck here. We are not aware of the bigger picture, even most of the time. So, being here and being stuck here at present, our first aim and our first priority should be to get into that bigger picture again and again re experience the home again and maybe even go back home now. And once we are there, we will see what we will do. But there is another aspect to this also. It is part of the nature of the soul, you know, to have experiences in the physical world. We like the home and we like that peace and that silence and that stillness and that security. But when we are full of that, when as if our batteries are charged, we also like to experience a different experience. And when the battery is charged, you feel full and you feel you can handle it. But after being here for a while, the battery gets discharged, and then we get lost and we get trapped and we forget. And then we feel insecure. But it is part of human nature. No? The human soul loves to rest, loves the silence, loves the peace. But also, there is part of us that likes to play, that likes to interact, that likes to experience, that likes to travel. And we get into trouble after a while. So that is when we have to recharge the battery again. And we are at that stage in time at the moment. Now, sometimes we take the analysis of, say you have your at a physical level, no, you have an apartment or maybe a house, and you have your bedroom and you have your bed, and you like your bed, you like your bedroom, it is very comfortable, and you like to sleep, it's very pleasant, but you don't like to sleep all the time. Once you have slept and you are refreshed, you want to go out. You want to do things, although you may get hurt outside, although people may be not so pleasant to you, or all kinds of things may happen, but you still go out. Because although the comfort and the peace at the home is pleasant, there is another part within us that likes to experience and travel and explore. So that is why we come here. But at this moment, first priority is broaden our perspective again, become aware again of home, and become able again to go home. Any other comment or question? Time really flies. I know tonight is a bit of a what, special night in the US, especially, but especially at times like this, the world and the country and others need our spiritual vibrations, and we ourselves may especially need also these deeper spiritual insights and these vibrations of peace. So, this is an invitation for you to spend maybe the rest of the evening in this more reflective, peaceful mode instead of jumping on the hype that might be going on. Let us contribute with vibrations of brotherhood, vibrations of peace, vibrations of spirituality. And then we will meet again tomorrow night. Maybe you can practice a bit along the way. Anita had mentioned in the beginning there are some handouts that are uploaded uh, on the website.
Yes, Sister Ona, the link where the recordings are.
Yeah, so you have received the information for the link with the recordings of the sessions, and there are handouts where there are some links for meditation, guided meditations, so that you can do that at your own time when you are comfortable. We would encourage you to listen to them, but not only just listen, but grasp it and as if play with that perspective and observe your feelings. Thank you. Anything else, Anita?
That's all, Sister Rona. Tomorrow is the last day, so we will update them with the upcoming courses from the next week from Monday onwards, and we'll one step at a time. So I have posted the link for the recordings in the chat also, in case anyone's email has bounced, the email sent by center. You can copy the link from here, and please, we encourage you to review, visit, even surf other links on our website. We have interesting and useful informations which you really find very helpful.
If you have interest in further exploration, of course, meditation and the practice of meditation you can do with these 3 days, not yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We will have given you enough material to start your meditation, or if you're already meditating, to deepen your meditation, to strengthen your meditation. But if after these 3 days you would like to know more and explore more the spiritual wisdom, we will have follow-up courses, and that will be announced in more detail tomorrow. Or you may have already seen that when you registered for this course. Okay, thank you. And thank you, Nikhil, also. Thank you, Matilda, for the translations. Let us close with a moment of silence. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Sister
A
Rona.
peaceful evening.
Thank you, everyone. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.